Okay, cool. James Gunn. DC Studios update on two Batman movies, a possible Teen Titans film, Penguin Season 2, and why James Gunn posted a photo with Zack Snyder. Whoa, deja vu.
Throw the Brave and the Bold director under the bus? Find out now on the CJH Entertainment
As we go into it. As the article states, whoa, deja vu! Exclaimed DC Studios co-CEO Peter Safran as he stepped inside a modest screening room on the Warner Brothers studio lot in Burbank in January 2023. Safran and coach James Gunn presented the inaugural slate for the newly relaunched DC Universe. 2 years later, on February 21st, the duo returned to deliver their first official update on the slate to roughly the same group. It's weird sitting here because it does feel like no time has passed and yet so much has happened. We look so much older, said Safran, and the biggest difference. Gunn, yes, and you really do. A lot's happened with DC in just 2 years. Gunn is deeper production on Superman, the first DC Studios movie, which he wrote and directed, while simultaneously working on posts on season 2 of Max series Peacemaker. Director Greg Gillespie is halfway through production of summer's 2026 film Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, with Millie Alcock, and production has started on Green Lantern HBO series Lanterns, with Kyle Chandler and Aaron Pierre, which is aiming to debut in early 2026. Along those updates, of course, of an hour, Gunn and Safran held a fourth of several topics, including the status of the initial slate of the Brave, which include 5 films, including Batman Brave and the Bold, The Authority, 5 TV series including Waller and Booster Gold, as well as confirmation of a handful of other projects, including a film about Batman's villain Clayface, perfect live-action movie about Teen Titans, an animated series about Blue Beetle, and a future Sergeant Rock movie, now that Daniel Craig has withdrawn from the consideration for the role. Safran noted that DC Studios ultimately aiming to release 2 live-action films, 1 animated film per year, and 2 live actions and 2 animated series per year. But the exclusive reiterate overall philosophy guide to the creative choices, namely, no project will get greenlight until Gunn and Safran are satisfied with a complete screenplay. It's hard enough making a good movie with a good script, said Gunn. It's also impossible to make a movie with a script that you're writing on the run. This is why, for example, they greenlit Clayface on the strength of Mike Flanagan's screenplay, even though Gunn has said we had no plans to make a Clayface movie. This approach stands in point with contrast with DC Studios, obviously counterpart Marvel Studios, which is quite famously announced many movies and their release date, with anything close to finishing script. But this is an issue for Gunn and Safran, first raised in 2023 presentation. Gunn repeated it on several times on social media in the overall. But where is it? The 2 Batman movies and Clayface, we'll go over this. Given that Batman remained the most consistent, successful DC character in film and TV for decades, it probably should not be surprised that Gunn and Safran have spent considerable amount of updates on DC Studios since the Cape Crusader. First, Clayface, Safran confirmed that British director James Watkins, Speak No Evil, is in talks to direct the character as a body horror film. Gunn said their hopes to work as a pure horror movie for someone who does not care about DC at all. They plan to start shooting this summer, also started casting process. Gunn has stated also actors who voice a role in animated projects also play them in live action, but while Adam Tudyk voiced Clayface in 2 animated series as a buffoon in Harley Quinn and Creature Commandos, Gunn has said that he won't play the role in a future film since there was on the primary role for Tudyk. Safran offered a brief update on the Batman Part 2, saying the writer and director Matt Reeves has yet to turn the full script in, but we have read what so far incredible encouragement. Warner Brothers recently pushed the movies from 2026 to 2027. There have been yes to say about possibility of a second season of spin-off the series The Penguin, with Colin Farrell following the release of Part 2. We don't know with Safran. There's a lot of moving pieces. About 800 pounds of makeup, Gunn added, alluding to extensive prosthetic Colin Farrell wear on the role. DC Studios also remain actively in development, Safran said, on Batman Brave and the Bold film, meaning to bring back the Dark Knight into the main DCU. Reeves' Glassman exists on its own timeline, that story coming together nicely. Safran and Gunn added, especially focusing on the given everyone I know loves Batman. Unfortunately, he says it's very unlikely the Batman star Robert Pattinson will reprise the role for the Brave and the Bold, but he did not foreclose the possibility of the DCU version character could show up before his title film. I wouldn't rule something out. He could show up in something else, but the actor does not exist yet. What do you think, CJH?
I think that's a lot of DC news. So let's start with Clayface. What do you think about the Clayface movie?
It's interesting.
The horror.
I think. Oh, I'll be checking that. Out. As a new horror avid guy, I'm definitely checking that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're saying it was a grounded war vibes. And did they scrap the Sergeant Rock movie?
No.
Okay,
it's still in development, but they haven't got
that they scrapped it, but I guess not. The idea of a B-movie actor turned into Clayface definitely sounds like fun.
Yeah. But then it also states here that we're getting 3 new. Go on.
Yeah. So the other one was Waller and the Authority. Any news about that in this?
So, yeah, in this article, we're getting October would be DC Studios pre-production on animated film. 1 second. Animated film Diamond Duo. Safran said about the 2 Robins who fought alongside Batman, Dick Grayson, Jason Todd. But they said My Adventure with Green Lantern is being greenlit, following student Jessica Cruz on a life upending when a official log line Green Lantern powering falls from the sky. It says champion choose to be a champion. Things got even worse when more debris of lanterns. Asian space war arrives along the alien foes. Jack White is executive producing, with Stephanie Gonzalez. I can't even pronounce that. It's co-executive producing. DC Superpowers is taking its place alliance, with focusing on new students: Lightning, Flash, Plastic Man, Aqua Girl, Green Lantern, and Terra, who level up their powers. Supervision professional principal Martian Manhunter, and hopes one day graduate and become the next generation of Earth Defenders. Matt Beans is executive producing, and Michael Chang is supervising producing. Finally, Starfire serves as the origin story for fan favorite title character, perhaps best known for part of the Teen Titans. The show follows her adventure after she uses the Asian spaceship. She discovers the power home planet of Tamaran to escape her planet and explore the stars. Along the way, she'll meet the space biker crush, a loving Fern, and the magical princess Amethyst of the Gemworm, and together we'll uncover the deepest riches of DC Universe. Space Dolphins, both. So Josie Campbell is executive producing, by the way.
Can we discuss this Starfire show, and how do you think that this ties into the Teen Titans movie that was rumored? And
because it could mean a number of things.
This could be where Deathstroke comes in.
It could do. Starfire is an origin story, and it could lean into the DCU going into the Teen Titans film.
Yeah.
Because
what's the Superpowers show?
There are it's the Superpowers show. It's like for kids.
Okay.
It's like the success of DC superhero girls. Success story to that.
Okay.
And obviously, as you can see, Green Lantern. We got cards here, but then we got rumored projects like Sergeant Rock, Titans, and other rumored projects. Where in this article it states
these are all going to be canon, right?
Yeah, canon.
These are all canon to the DCU.
Except for Green Lantern. My Adventure with Green Lantern is going to be canon to My Adventure with Superman.
Ah, okay.
That
It's a
apparently
little
that's
disappointing,
what.
yeah.
But it says here Sergeant Rock, Teen Titans, and others rumored projects. Gunn and Safran are engaged in some other of their most telling exchange, whether they are asked about DC projects that do not have yet officially announced. Safran, for instance, have pointed out that Daniel Craig was never attached to Sergeant Rock movie. The actor had been floating for the role during his creative relationship with the film productive director Luca Guadagnino, who directed Craig in 2024's Queer. But you never met with Daniel. Safran said he was just an idea. Well, we never really announced Sergeant Rock, Gunn added. Later report asked about the status of the screenplay for Teen Titans, a group of young superheroes, Nightwing, Cyborg, and a aforementioned Starfire, written by Anna Nugura, who's also wrote Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. The script is not ready yet, Safran said. I mean, I think we said that Anna's writing it. We haven't said that, Gunn said. No, I don't think it's out there, Safran said. I think it was just out there. It's out there, Gunn said. Implication that we never officially confirmed it until now is something that Anna was really impassionate about, and she turned over an amazing script for us. She's fiddling with that now, but definitely not finished the script. Reporter followed by asking a prospect of Deathstroke versus a Deathstroke Bane script by Matthew Orton, Operation Fool, Finale, and Moonlight. You said that there was a Deathstroke Bane script. Safran replied. He's a smile. He confirmed that Orton is working on a script for DC Studios, with Gunn is said it's something of a kind of a Deathstroke and Bane story. So, what do we think about this, CJH?
I wonder about this Deathstroke and Bane story, if it's going to be animated or live action.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Or could that just be the Brave and Bold movie?
Who knows? Only time will tell. Only time will tell for that. But when it comes down to Booster Gold, Paradise Lost, Swamp Thing, Waller, and Authority, Safran and Gunn also briefly reported that the status of some of the other projects were first announced in 2023 to remain in development. On Wonder Woman prequel series Paradise Lost, they're also moving forward on the development of superhero comic Booster Gold after waiting particularly showrunner creator who expressed interest in the show but ultimately moved on. 3 other titles don't quite have much wind in their back sails. The horror film Swamp Thing has been stuck in limbo for while director James Gunn focused on the Oscar-nominated Bob Dylan biopic, A Complete Unknown. The Peacemaker spin-off series Waller with Viola Davis has had what Gunn called a bumpy road, struggling to land the right script. The show, which means precedes season 2 of Peacemaker, which also had to reconceive after Peacemaker wound up going to production first. The project that suffered the most, it seems, is The Authority. In 2023's presentation, Gunn spoke lengthily about the movie, which he has said the events of Superman extract the team of superheroes who adopt more than unsparing events. It's a very big movie. If you're going to do The Authority properly, Safran says, and some story elements perhaps are in Superman and some of the other films, we got to fast track a step a little bit on The Authority. Gunn also added that the script also had a harder time coming along, so the film hasn't been much of a priority because it's been subsumed by everything from Brave and the Bold to Paradise Lost. Okay, what do you think about that?
That's a lot. So they're taking a step back from The Authority. Wouldn't that hurt Superman's chance?
No. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Since that movie set that up?
No, I mean, Authority sets up after the events of Superman. Authority takes place after the events of Superman, so Only time will tell.
I saw something about Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle, anime. There's gonna be something about animation, but there's not much we can go on that. But Zack
And I guess
Snyder,
Robert
the
Pattinson.
go on.
I guess Pattinson is not Batman.
No, he won't be Batman for the DCU, which is
Right,
unfortunate.
Zack Snyder.
But it is. Sorry.
So I guess the Zack Snyder photo was controversial,
Yes.
which leads
It
into
says
this.
here, Guns. Yes, the Zack Snyder photo. Gunn still does occasionally post to his Blue Sky, Instagram, and Twitter X accounts. Most recently, with the photo of him and Zack Snyder, the filmmaker whose past tenure at the helm of DC live-action films generated a fiercely passionate online fan base, went instant viral. If asked if the photo meant that they discussed a possible creative collaboration, Gunn said he and Snyder, who have known each other since Snyder directed the Gunn script in 2004, Dawn of the Dead, sometimes talked about different things. But they took the picture specifically because they knew it would melt the internet. We knew that people have this view of somehow we are pitted against each other, Gunn said. It's odd to have someone who you're friendly with in real life be the guy who's positioned as your Lex Luthor, while I'm his Lex Luthor. It's just a weird dynamic that being created between the factions online.
So basically, he
what do we take?
posted that photo to troll.
Not to troll. I wouldn't say that's to troll. I said it's just a guy taking a photo. That's what I said. You heard me say that on Max's channel.
Yeah. And all these Snyder people are making a big deal out of it. So-
Yeah. So
Wider DCU
there's
story?
that.
What's that about?
okay, the wider DCU story. There was times when it was sounded like creative mandates Gunn and Safran had set up for the larger DC universe somewhat cross-purpose. On one hand, Gunn said that they remained steadfast in making sure that each of these projects works as a standalone project, and that you can go see Superman and you can watch Lanterns without having to see them both. On the other hand, Safran said the entire reason they relaunched the DC Studios as an endeavor in unifying all the DC projects across film, TV, animation, and video games is that people want to see these iconic characters interact. To that end, Gunn said that he had mapped out roughly a 6-year plan to tell a wider story that would result in accumulating projects akin to the Marvel's Avengers movies. Through, he insists, each individual project works on his own thing. It isn't like a chapter of an overall story. He continued, the characters are part of an overall story. That may seem like a distinction without a difference, but Gunn is clear that he knows where the overall story is heading. I'm intimately involved in all of that, he said.